Hello, guys. This is Charlie Barley. Listen, guys, I want to show you how we 100% will generate a 30% to 100% growth every 2 to 29 days using our algorithm. I just did a video showing you the money management side. In this video, I'm going to show you through our actual real number data from our past users. This is over 35,000 pieces of data. And I'm going to show you how our algorithm dissects risk in order for us to have a 97.5% winning rate. Number one, money management is more important than the strategy. However, your strategy has to be steeped and tied into the variables of risk, what makes things win and what makes things lose. If you understand anything about the game of Baccarat, and what I keep telling everyone, it's just like any business. Like if you're looking to sell a customer, you have to engage your customer. You need to know your customer. What are their behaviors? And what they do as a small business owner, you use money to market to them. That's called a wager. There's no guarantee that you're going to win a customer, but you're going to use your marketing to wager for them. Now, the better you understand your customer, the more easier it's going to be for you to win or wager for that customer in your marketing. The only difference in Baccarat is that you don't have all the overhead. Secondly, you see these outcomes, you see these, look at the patterns. Look at the patterns of these. You see this? You see how these patterns are really, really similar? These patterns, not only are they similar, but they're always repeating, right? If you study that enough, these repeating patterns don't ever change. The only thing they're doing is just repeating. So just like a customer. So when you can identify the behavior of a customer, you could better market and wager for them, right? So what we've done is figured out, number one, this market has no volatility because these patterns are always repeating, always repeating. Sometimes they will streak like that. You see how this streaks like this? And then sometimes, let's see, it's kind of streaking now. You see, kind of has this two, that sort of behavior. So these patterns are doing nothing but repeating, okay? Now, it's taken me some years to predict when they're going to change, which is what this algorithm does, right? So what the algorithm does, we put the outcome or the data inside of this algorithm, and the algorithm tells us what we should bet. Okay, and it does it really at a high percentage, but it wins at a high percentage, but it's not a 100% win rate. It doesn't win at a really like 99% for every bet. It doesn't win that much. However, what we did notice is that because it has a really good bead on predicting the pattern flow, we don't lose that much, and we only lose in a certain fashion. All right. So what we've done is we've created 5 of these algorithms. And what we do is we take these outcomes and we run it through these algorithms, and we wait for the prime opportunity to bet. It's almost like trading when you're waiting for the best setup. The only difference here is that it's non-volatile, and these best setups are happening all the time, but you have to have an algorithm that's able to decipher that. And if you don't have that, that's where just having a good strategy won't work. Even if you have a good money management strategy, your abilities to delineate the risk for losing is the ultimate key. All right, you have to be able to do that. And I know to a gambler, none of that makes sense. And I'm not talking to gamblers. I 100% guarantee my results. Like, we don't lose. We have a 97.5% win rate solid. And the only way you could blow what we do is if you gamble, meaning you're doing something outside of what we tell you to do. So that's the reason why I'm doing team play now, is because if I'm calling all the shots, you can't lose. You can't even fall subject to gambling if you have someone calling the shots for you and just really making the play call for you. 1 second while this computer unthaws. There we go. All right, so this algorithm, what it does, it takes these outcomes and it tells us what to play. And if it loses a game, we'll put a -3 here, and then we'll go to the next game, and we might lose the next game sometimes. But what we're looking for, we're waiting for when the algorithm loses 2 in a row. After it wins, the game 6 and game 7, These two games have a 3.5% chance upon losing. If we should lose, we're going to lose a minus 15 units. If you've ever managed business or if you ever managed money, a minus 15 low point is a godsend. All right. If you've ever. So I had a question from a guy who says, is there ever a collapse? No, there is never a collapse. No, we can't even, the only way you can blow your money here is if you gamble, meaning you're taking way bigger risk beyond anything you need to. It's just, as long as, but that's the reason why we're doing team play, is so that you don't do that, so that you don't gamble yourself away. And I'm doing this for myself now, but the reason I'm opening it up to team play is because while I'm doing it for myself, I could be doing it for you and making even more money. And again, you get to keep 100% of your profits. The only thing I ask for is a nice tip, and then there is a small weekly fee that you'd pay, and you could play and team play with me all week long. All right, but let me show you how I 100% guarantee success in what I do, because our algorithm, what it does, it's very, very well made. But one of the things it does, it delineates and removes, or it makes, for example, how it loses, it's only a certain way it loses. Like, it makes losing limited because the game itself is limited. But when we run it through this algorithm, you see here, these are all sessions of users. You could see it loses 1 game minus 3, win, lose, win, lose. This was a win. And if I keep scrolling down, loses 3 in a row, there is a win. There is a win right after that one. You could see it's losing at a very repetitious and very highly recognized way. It doesn't lose erratically. I can go through well over 10,000 games. I'm just going to scroll down just so you guys could see this. Just look for how it's losing, okay? Not how it wins, because the thing about risk management, guys, you always want to know how you're going to lose more than how you're going to win. Okay, when you're thinking about managing risk, it's not about the winning or the success, it's about how you're going to lose. All right, so look at how it's losing. You see how it's losing? Now, let me do this, guys, just to make this really, really quick. The games that we have a 3.5% risk on only occur if we lose 2 in a row and we win, which we're calling a virtual win, the following 2 games. If we should lose the following 2 games, we will lose a minus 15 units, which equals a 3.5% losing rate at maximum. We actually have a 97.5% win rate, but the worst I've ever seen was it go to 3.5%, which means for every wager we make or every game we play, we have a 97.5% chance on winning. That's the reason why we can't fail. For every losing game that we have, which is a minus 15, on average, we're winning 26. Now, let me go through the data and show you guys how this works. And again, as a team play member, the only thing you have to do is just listen at me play call. Now, this is all based on one algorithm. And remember, we're now looking at 5 different algorithms. So while we're waiting for the best setup on one, we're also waiting for the best setup amongst 5. And what this algorithm does, once again, it delineates or removes a lot of the risk by shortening or making losing a very, very not only rare thing, but a very limited thing. How it loses. That's the reason why if it loses 2 or more in a row, after it wins, it only loses the next following 2 games at a rate of 3.5%. Now, what I'm going to do is show you what these numbers look like. So right here in this game, what I'm going to do here, we would have won game 10. I'm going to put 1 unit here. And remember, we're not trying to just play all day until we make $1 million. It's just like a business. We're going to grow into it. All right. So if you're interested in making real money consistently, come join our team play. You get to keep most of your money except for the tip. All right. And so it's not really even a cost to even join it like that, because I'm going to ensure that you win. All right. So you're going to be made sure that you're going to win by me. So there's no unequivocation there. Let's continue to go. I'm going to show you guys this. Looking at this, you see how it wins a lot, right? You see these ones? That's those games it's actually winning, but we're not concerned about those games. We're concerned about how the low point of risk when it loses. Okay? And all of us want to just get win. No, you want to get to the lowest point of risk, and that's where you want to make your wagers. In trading, they call it the best setup. Okay? We're looking at this amongst 5 algorithms in a market that doesn't change. Like Baccarat's not going to get a 3 extra cards next week, and it's going to create a new sort of pattern. They're all the same, and it never changes. All right, so let's continue to go. Sorry for the excitement, guys. When you know you got something this good and you know it can't be refuted, you'd be just as excited. All right, so let's continue to go down. So all of this, now this is one algorithm. Again, we're going to be looking amongst 5. So we would not be playing in any of these games. We're only playing once it loses 2 or more in a row. But you can see it wins quite a bit. That's the reason why the algorithm is so good, because it does win. But we're not concerning about when it wins. We're concerning about the lowest point of risk when it loses. All right, so we're waiting for, here's the 2 right here. All right, now based on this data, some of this is inconclusive, but what I'm going to do here, you see it loses 2 in a row, then it wins. The next 2 games, which will be right here, we would lose this game, but we would win the second game, and we would win our 1 unit. And by the way, it's a 1, 2, 4, 8 progression. That's where we get a minus 15. So if you lose this game and then we play the second game and you lose that game, that'll be a minus 15. So it's a martingale, 1, 2, 4, 8 progression. All right. And we only have a 3.5% maximum risk of even losing it. So let's continue to go. You see how it's continuing to win, right? And we're looking for, so it wins a lot. All right, so here it actually loses 3 or more in a row. Then it wins here. The following 2 games, we won the first game. Let's give ourselves a unit win right here. All right, so let's scroll down some more. Here's 2 in a row. That was the virtual winning game. The following 2 games, we won the first game. We're going to look at across 5 algorithms. They're all the same. They're all built on the same algorithm. The algorithm is the same, but the actual pattern of all 5 are different. That's the reason why all 5 are different. So it's 5 separate algorithms that have different pattern flows, of which they all produce the same outcomes as these. All right, but we're looking at 5 of them. So while we're waiting for, this one is not giving us 2 in a row, we may have 3 other algorithms that are, and we're able to play a lot quicker. All right. And we're able to get 10 units really, really quick too. That's another thing. So you see here, you see how it wins a lot. That's the power of the algorithm. It does win a lot. All right, so here it loses 3 in a row, virtual win. We lose this game, but this game 1 right here, which says 0, we would have won that one, which should be a 1. I don't know why it says 0. Sorry. And this would have been a winning game. All right, so let's continue. And again, you're not going to have to do any of this. The only thing you're going to do is just wait for me to tell you to play, what play to make. I'm just showing you how the algorithm, based on historical data, real money. We've had users make over $10,000 in their first 30 days doing this. All right, so 2 in a row, lose. These next 2 games, we win. Well, the first game we win, but we would have played 2 if we didn't. All right, you see how it loses 4 in a row? Virtual win. These following 2 we won, so we won a unit there. And again, we're looking amongst 5 algorithms. All right, this is just one. All right, this is one piece of data, but it's well over 35,000 hands that we would have played through all of this. Now, it's a lot of data, but I'm just going through some of it now for you. You see here, 2 in a row, virtual. We won the first one, so that's another one. All right, so here is another 2 in a row, the win here, and we won that one. All right, 2 in a row, virtual win. We would have played, we won that one. So right now we're already up at 10 units. And I'm just going to scroll down because you see here it hasn't lost 2 in a row. That's the reason why I said it wins quite a bit. So, all right, so 2 in a row right here, it virtually wins. We won this one. So instead of playing like just straight up like this, all right, we get to bypass some of the just the up and down of losing, and we're only playing on the lowest point of risk in a market that never changes. All right, it's the best business to be in, guys. I'm trying to tell you. All right, and again, you don't have to even think about it. You don't have to have a strategy or anything. The only thing you have to do is follow what I'm going to tell you. All right, virtual win. This is the game one we would have played. We would have lost that one. We would have won this one, so we're up another unit. Right here, you can see here we would have won that one. And here's another 2 in a row win, and then we would have won that game one. Here is 3 in a row. Once it wins, we would have won the game one. And of course it does lose, but it only loses 3.5% of the time, and we haven't come across a loss yet. So here's 2 in a row. We would have won here. Right now we're 16 units in a row. 2 in a row, it wins. We would have lost that first game, would have won that second one. Same thing here, 2 in a row. We would have lost that first game. Even though, I don't know why these are saying 0. But even though this is the case, we would have won that one, and we would have, well, excuse me, this is a virtual. We would have won that first game. All right. So right here, we would have 2 in a row, virtual. We would have won the first game. Now we're up to 19 straight. And right here, 2 in a row, we win. We're up to 20 straight. 2 in a row, virtual win. We're now 21 straight. And we're bypassing all of these little small losses. We're bypassing them all. And again, we're only playing on the lowest point of risk. All right. This is what the algorithm's able to do. It just delineates the way it loses. And you can see the patterns of it losing is very, very recognizable. That's what you want as a business owner. You want to be able to see something like this, and it never changes. It's the best business to be in. Never changes. 22 in a row. Here's 2 in a row right here. It wins here. 23 in a row. And again, we're going to be looking across 5 different algorithms. So it's going to make playing a lot fast, very fast. And we're able to play on the lowest point of risk at a really, really high speed of a high rate of speed. This is a win. This one is a win. And this one is a win. And this one is a win. Telling you guys, I got the ticket. I got the ticket. I don't really even mean to sound cocky, but I dare anybody who even because there's a lot of people who want to troll. I've been having trolls since I've been doing this, but I challenge you. I challenge anyone. And again, I'm going to do the play calling for you. All right. I'm not even charging you guys to even do it. Not up front like that. Like, you just pay me a little small a fee for the time. But after you've won, the only thing I ask for is a tip. Because you're going to win. You're not going to lose. Here's a win. Now, granted, we wouldn't play this all the way up until it loses, but we can. You're free to play as many sessions as you want. Eventually, this thing does lose somewhere. We're going to continue to go until it does. All right, so here is the 2, and then it virtually, we would have played these 2 games, but we would have won right here. And these are all real money games, of which, again, we've had users make over $10,000 their first month doing it. Even though I haven't publicized it and it hasn't been online, I'm just now getting back online because now I'm the thing about it, guys, is that no matter how great I make something, people will still gamble. And if I take complete control, I know you can't gamble if I do it. And considering I'm doing it for myself anyway, why not make money with you, right? Only thing you have to do is follow what I'm doing, and I'm showing you how my process wins. This is 3 in a row, virtual win. And again, we're 38 wins in a row. Remember I talked about in my last money management video that we have a winning leverage of 26. For every loss, we win an average of 26 games. For a net, so when we lose a minus 15. But when we win 26 games, subtract 15 from that. So we always have a positive 11 units. There's no way we're not going to win. There's zero way. Why? Because the variables in this market never change. All right. And again, I'm not here to teach you guys that anymore, but they never change. Now you could just benefit from it. You see how it's now 40 in a row? And again, if you think that this is crazy, I'm willing to put my whole life on the line. Put your money where your mouth is. All right. I'm going to do it for everyone who joins the team play, but I can guarantee you these results. 3 in a row. This is what happens. This is called delineated risk, guys. The only way you can produce this is in a sterile market where variables are consistent. You can't really do this in the stock market because there's too many variables that you don't know about that you can't calculate. That's called volatility. In a casino, the reason why they make games easy to win, they have to make it less volatile. How else would you be led to even gamble if it was difficult to win? I'm telling you, man, I've exposed the casino in a way that we could benefit, but I can't be up here for long talking this crap. I'm 47 units straight. All right, there is a win. I'm gonna continue. We're 48 straight. All right, 2 in a row. Remember, virtual win. We win that first game. Three in a row, virtual. We lose the first one, win the second one. So now we're 50 in a row. 2 in a row, virtual win. We win the first one right there. Here is 4 in a row, because the way we used to play it early on, we would actually be eating these losses, but now we're only playing on the backside, the lowest point of risk, but we're doing it amongst 5 separate algorithms to make it fast. Here we win again. It does lose, guys. It's just, it hasn't lost yet. All right, so, and that's because it has a 3.5. The maximum is a 3.5% losing rate. That's the reason why I say 3.5. And the reason I say 3.5 is because I always want to overestimate. When you're doing projections, even if you're doing it in business, you always want to do an over projection of losses. You never, and again, guys, you got to remember, this comes from a person who's ran a corporation and ran my own company. Life Lessons magazine was starting to grow real big in New York. The only way I could do something like that, you have to understand business and how risk management works. That's the failure of most people in business. They don't know anything about risk management. They don't even understand it. They just think customer, make money. No, you got to think about how you're going to lose money. All right. That's how you win. And this is a sterile market, meaning the variables are never changing. All right. So we lost this one. We won the second one. Now we're 55 units straight without having taken a loss yet. All right. So here's our first loss right here, guys. 2 in a row, virtual win. We lose these 2. So this is our first minus 15. Now, when we lose that minus 15, because we just lost these 2, we're going to wait again for the next virtual loss or virtual win. And this next 2 game, these following 2 games after a loss has never lost. So we're going to increase our minimum bet size by whatever we want, but let's just say 5 units. We give ourselves a 5 right there. So technically, At our lowest point of losing, we're only losing a minus 10 because this has never lost. If at least I've never seen it lose. So in all of the data, so it's never lost. All right, so here we go again, 3 in a row, virtual win. We win that one. And here we're at 2, we win that one. I'll go until we lose another one. How about that? And then I'll conclude the video we'll try to finish in another 5 minutes. Not to make this too long. I think you guys are getting the point. Here. And again, guys, you don't have to download anything. You don't have to purchase anything. Join the team, play. There's only a small fee, but you get to play with me all week. And I guarantee you, these results that you're seeing here, all of this data, this is all real data. There's people behind it. There's people who you can actually talk to who could validate it. All right. Oh, here we go. Here, we have a loss here. So right here, 2, and we lose these 2. So that's minus 15. And we win this game. So let's give ourselves a 5 there. All right. Let's just continue to go until I can get, I'm just trying to get to 100 units and then we'll stop. All right, so I'm just going by really quickly, guys. So this was for about 5 in a row win, and we won this game. All right. Remember, if it loses 2 or more in a row after it virtually wins is when we play. And that game, like right here, it lost 5 in a row, virtual win. This game, these next 2 games, only have a 3.5% chance of winning or losing. And again, we don't know when they will happen. We just know that over time, they only have a 3.5% chance at most. Technically, it's really like 2.5, but I say 3.5 because that was the high point. All right. And here we have 2 in a row. Right here, we won. All right. And 2 in a row right there, we win. 2 in a row right there, we win. So hopefully you guys are just kind of following me. I'm going to try and make it quick. All right, so there's 3 in a row here, and we would have won here. There's 2 in a row, we would have won here. It's 2 in a row, we would have won here. And 3 in a row, we would have won there. Now, this is where some of the data is convoluted, I think. Yeah, because, like, this is actually not. So we would have restarted here, win here. All right. I think that was the only spot where it was like a few days after or something instead of being in a row. All right, so here's another loss. And we win that following game after. Here's a win. Now, one of the things I did not say is after every loss, remember I said there is an average of about 26 games. Well, what we typically do, we increase the minimum bet after every loss. So let's say I'll do that. Let's say let's get to another loss, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm just gonna go through this kind of quickly, guys. So you guys just make sure you're looking here. I'm going to go through this quickly, but I'm going to show you what I mean by every loss we increase the minimum bet. And that's how we get to 100 units really, really quickly. I actually didn't do, I should have did that in the beginning, because on our bankroll management sheet, it actually increases us anyway. So I didn't do, I'm just showing you guys the way in which it wins. All right. Because technically you see how after a loss, it wins quite a bit in a row after. We have a 26 game that we typically 26 units or 26 games we win for every loss on average. All right, so we have a lot of space to increase our minimum bet size to make up the loss really, really quickly. Let me find another loss and then I'll see if we can do that. Right now we're up to 60. Now remember, guys, we're looking at across 5 algorithms. Okay, so we're going to be looking over 5 different ones, not just one, but 5. All right, so this one, this is really kind of, not going to use that one because it's kind of like a whole nother day. All right, that one was a win, even though we would have won that, but it's kind of like another day. All right. All right, so hopefully it doesn't take me long to find us a loser, another loser. If so, I'll create the scenario for you. Because again, when you have a 26 to 1 winning ratio, it doesn't lose that much. That's the reason why we're at 72 units. We have a win here, we have a win here, and all of these 1 units we could have been doing 2 units on and just doubling the money because we have such a what we call a winning leverage. And instead of playing for 1 unit, we could play for 2 units and make this money in double the time. And this is all on 1 algorithm. We could do this across 5. All right. And it's still on a very hot winning streak. And I'm gonna, again, I was gonna try and get to 100. I'm gonna get to 100, but I want to find another losing game. We win here. Remember, anything that's 2 or more in a row, after it virtually wins, those following 2 games is where we would play. You don't have to worry about any of that. You don't even have to worry about the count or anything. I'm just gonna let you know when it's time to play. All right. So there's nothing for you to even think about. I'm just showing you how I do it, okay? And again, the only thing I require is a nice tip. All right? You don't have to buy into this right now or anything like that. This is get in while it's hot. You see how I'm scrolling down? It's doing a lot of winning. That's the reason why it loses in such the fashion that it does, because it wins so much, but you have to manage the downside. So because it wins so much means it's a very limited way in which it loses. So that's the reason why we have such a high win rate. And by dissecting this across 5 separate algorithms allows us to do it not only faster, but we could see the lowest point of risk, which is 3.5%, at 5 times the rate. All right, so that's technically not 1, but let's just say this is it, right? I'm just gonna put a minus 15 here, and we'll give ourselves a 5 because we would have won that game. All right, so what we would do is play, instead of 1 unit, we'll do 2 units now in these games. So we would have lost that one, we won that one, but we won it at 2 units. We would have won this one at 2 units. We would have won this game as well, 2 in a row. Lost that one, we win this one, so we would have made our 2 units, right? That's how we can quickly gain traction after a loss, because we have such a long winning leverage of winning. Remember, when we first started, we won about 50 in a row. Okay, see how I'm doing that? See, we're already back at 96 units, or 96 units. All right, see that? We would have won there, and we'll just do it right until we get to right here at 100. All right, so I'll stop it right there. Let's do a famous line chart, and let's look at the kind of growth from a pie chart perspective. And again, this is based on over 35,000 hands played, and one game is one game is equal to 2 hands. So so this is it's quite a bit of hands that we've actually went through. And I didn't go through all 35,000. I'm just showing you guys really quickly how this looks. And this is all real money, all right? This is real money that we actually made. And you could see here, you see this chart, you see the progressions, you see how only lose 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we actually did the math on that, let's just do a quick percentage check. Let's do equals count. All right, sorry. Equals count. Just want to get an idea of the percentage. And we lost 4. And let's see where we're at. Yep, so that's right at about 0.28%. So that's pretty much on par with the standard. Well, 3%. Technically, it's like 2.9. So right at 3%, 3%. Like I said, the high point was 3.5. And the average is like 2.5. But the reason I always say 3.5% is because I always over project. So out of the 140 occurrences, we only lost 4 times. That's what gave us that 2.9% losing rate, which gives us that 97 win rate. Okay, so that's where we get those numbers from. Guys, listen, join the team play. Send me an email, permutationspro.com. You don't have to download software. You don't have to learn anything. You don't have to learn how to money manage. You don't have to learn how to do any of that. All right, I've got it all under control for you. The money management, let's see here. I talked about this already. Whatever bankroll you have, I'm going to give you this sheet, and it's going to tell you what bets you're going to be making. All right. And then as we go along, however many units, how many sessions you play, you can play as many sessions as you want. There is no cap to how much money you can make. I'm not trying to cap you at all, unless you're just making too much money. Right. Then that's different, because we don't want you to be a sore thumb out there. You're going to win, but we don't want you to be a sore thumb. Also, too, if you don't have a Bet Online account, but you have a sizable enough bankroll, I'm looking for team captains, by the way. If you want to partner with me to help me do this, I need people to do the play calling. When I say do the play calling, meaning help me help others. And it's a really easy process. The algorithm tells you what to play, and I will show you how to do it. All right, and show you what to look for and how to just kind of document and manage it and just do the play calling. But that way, I could help others who can't make it on Bet Online. But right now, I'm trying to get everybody on one casino. But if you can't get on Bet Online, let me know, and let me know what online account you have, and let me know if you can get on Bet Online or if you can't. All right, let me know that, and what I'll try and do is see if I can make a couple people available to just play for you. But if I do it as an individual, you may have to pay a little extra. But otherwise, if I can get everybody on the same thing, I could keep the cost pretty much to nothing. And the only thing you guys got to do is just give me a tip after you win. I'll make sure you're winning. But again, the spreadsheet is going to tell you what to do. That way to keep you from gambling and doing something that you shouldn't even do. All right, because the money management is also married. Even though we have a high win rate, you still have to manage the money. All right, so you still have to do that. So this spreadsheet is going to help you do that. Send me an email, permutationspro@gmail.com, and leave your name, your contact information, your availability of play between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday. All right, and then also let me know if you have a Bet Online account, and if you don't, let me know where you do have accounts at. And then also let me know if you can get on Bet Online. All right, if you can do that, because that way I can pull as many of us together on one place at the same time, until I could get some team play captains to help me help users who have other accounts in other places. If you want to be a team play captain, let me know that as well. That's a huge opportunity to make even more money. Kind of pretty much doing exactly what I'm doing. Except we could just expand this out to a whole lot more people. Again, guys, I'm in a sense of urgency because I look at the economy, and it's just telling me we don't have a lot of time. So we got to move quickly. And again, this is 100% guaranteed to produce 30% a minimum of 30% anywhere between 2 days, and that's being really, really light with it, but between 2 and 29 days. I say 29 days, it's never happened. We've never not gotten 30% in even less than 10 days. But I say 29 days just because, I don't know, it may be something crazy does happen, but I've never seen it. The numbers have never reflected it, but I'm just trying to give you guys a span of time to kind of, think about. And typically, no one in the market is turning 30% on their money on anything for the most part. And we're able to do that here, and we're able to do it without a cap, meaning we could always increase the minimum bet size to do it. All right, guys. Well, listen, that's been enough for me. Thank you guys so much for listening. A whole lot more from this coming along. Send your email to me, permutationspro@gmail.com, if you'd like to be on my team play. Until the next time, guys, take care.